Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Park Field. We're going to take up the FMS A-10 70mm Thunderbolt version 2 again. This will be the second flight. I think I got it pretty much shook down on the first flight, got the trim issue. Now let's get up and try to get a few more maneuvers out of her. I'm not going crazy because this is the second time I've ever flown her, but so far, quite impressed. Running a 5,000 roaring top with a 35C discharge. My rates that I'm going to fly in, I discovered that my full high rates were 100% throws over 20% expo. Seem to be perfect. That right there is takeoff flaps. That's landing flaps.
Flaps up.
And flaps up. Let me just tell you what those rates are. What those are on a spectrum are for flaps up, negative 100% with no elevator mix. Takeoff are negative 50 with no elevator mix. And landing are positive 50 with 10% elevator mix. All right. Get down here at the other end of the field. And I'm flying me a jet. I have learned bitterly to use the entire runway. Now the nose is not don't have much control with the nose. All right, here we go.
Takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps. Timer set for 3.5 minutes. Here we go.
Gear up.
Remember, the gear are sequenced, so they do take a while. I do love, I'm going to swing back towards us now. Do love that coloration. That color scheme
3 minutes.
is awesome.
Gear down. Landing flaps.
I'm going to bring my low, slow, and dirty. Flaps are still down. Gear is still down. Well, she is a big floater. But don't let that lull you into a sense of security. All right, takeoff flaps.
Takeoff flaps.
We're gonna try the grass.
Gear up.
All right.
Time remaining 2 minutes. Gear down. Landing flaps.
All right, gonna land the grass this time. All right, takeoff flaps, landing flaps. I get her to turn here. All right, definitely got enough for one more. Took off in the grass, landed in the grass. So now we have proven grass ops. This time we're going to take off from this end. Okay.
Take off flaps.
All right, here we go.
Gear up. Landing flaps.
Bring her by low and slow.
Time remaining 1 minute. Gear down.
Now I do notice that when you goose it, she does want to dive just a touch, but that's inherent to, and it's supposed to be a lot better, a lot more improved with this plane than the version 1. But I'm telling you, I'm fighting the urge to keep her full throttle all the time. Oh, that was a rough landing. That's all right. Whoa!
30 seconds.
All right, we're gonna push it and take off one more time.
Take off flaps. 20 seconds.
Go further out.
10 landing flaps.
Oh, I got one gear. Oh, shoot. Well, glue work. I'll tell you, these yeah, I had some rough landings, but these manufacturers don't put enough glue on them gear when they glue them in.
Prop secured. Flaps up.
Well, we're not going to be able to do an ordnance flight because I don't have enough glue with me to fix this, but it won't be a bad fix, I can already tell you. Yeah, yeah, that's nothing. Very easy, very easy. In fact, I might just go ahead and go in there and take the other 2 gear out. That just cleanly broke out of its housing. And probably because of them rough, when I went into the grass a couple of times, I hit them pretty hard. You know, that's hard on that thing, but that is a nice clean break, and I can see, look, already back in there. Yep. All I need is some epoxy, and gets like 10-minute epoxy or something, 5-minute epoxy, let that sit overnight. She'll be able to fly tomorrow, no problem. No other damage. And that's a pretty simple fix. But, let me make sure how strong are these fins here? Because she's gonna have to sit on her belly. Well, if I set her still, well, anyways, there you go. That's a very minor thing. We can still check the time and everything. And she's just the right width for my hand to get a good grab. 10 seconds were left on a 3.5-minute timer. Flew her fairly hard, full throttle most of the time. And just to show you where I have that 5,000, you got that? That's where I've got the 5,000. Back there is the Gen 2 Limit RX, and then down, tucked even further back, is the Reflex. let's take a look at the receiver. Take a look at the battery. See what kind of juice is left, what kind of gas is left in the tank. Battery's fairly warm, not like horribly warm, but fairly warm. Okay. Now, the battery's pretty hot, but this is an older roaring top, so 6S batteries are expensive, folks. 22%. Yeah, that's almost too hot to touch, so pretty warm. So, well, there you go, folks. That is the FMS A-10 version 2. Big shout out to Hobby Zone for sending that out to me. Don't let that gear coming up put you off off this plane. I've had E-flight planes where the gear just fell right out, hardly even any use on them. And then I've had cheap knockoff jets and planes, gear worked perfect forever. I've had Dynam retracts, believe it or not, I've had Dynam retracts that work great for a long time. And you never know. You never know. I don't believe they put enough gluing them retracts in. That just came right out in a clean break. So y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless y'all. And if you want this plane, go to Hobby Zone. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Go to the Hobby Zone, under the FMS page, find the plane, and put it in your basket. In your basket, you'll see a link for a coupon. Put in all caps FGFRC, FGFRC, and that'll be your coupon to take $10 off the price. Yeah, I know she's $649, but hey, 10 bucks is 10 bucks. You get a great plane. You help me out. We all win. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye, y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends. God bless y'all. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. We're going to take up the second time on the A-10 Thunderbolt version 2 from FMS, and a little bit about nicer of a day today, and there's actually no wind whatsoever. I wish I actually had a little bit of wind to cool me off, but we're going to take her up. This will be no ordnance this time. Maybe on the next flight we'll try with the ordnance. Well, that's the plan anyways. And see how she does. Just ran out of time yesterday. Right, left. I found that my high rates yesterday were best, which were 100% throws over 20% expo. Timer set for 3.5 minutes. Running another China Hobby 65C 5000. Okay, let me get over here back to my camera precious. Motor on. All right. She handles so well on the ground. But also you got to remember too, I still need to do the mod where I can put the nose gear steering on a separate, because it has its own servo. I can put that as a slave and pair it with the rudder, but make it just be able to control that nose a little bit better. All right, takeoff flaps are down. Here we go.
Gear up. Landing flaps. Flaps up. Time remaining 3 minutes. Landing flaps.
Bring her down low. Landing flaps are in.
Flaps up. landing flaps.
I'm out of ways a little more than I want to be, but be all right. A little bit of wheelie there. But hey, it kept her on a runway. All right. Takeoff flaps, we're going to take off in the other direction here.
Gear up. Flaps up.
I'll circle right back towards us again.
Gear down. Landing flaps.
Yeah, I think my landing flap mix is perfect, which we'll go over that in a minute. Oh, coming in too hot.
Gear up. Gear down. Landing flaps.
And make sure my gears, well, they're down. I don't want to be in the grass today. The grass is absolutely like concrete today.
1 minute.
The grass is like super thick and very heavy. All right, we'll take off from this way again.
Landing flaps.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, getting better with the landings for sure.
Flaps up.
All right, we still got 44 seconds. Let's get it turned around. Take her up one more time.
Takeoff flaps.
All right, here we go.
Landing flaps. 30 seconds.
All right. She's an absolute sweetheart.
Flaps up.
Now, the only reason, if you're buying a plane like this, I would hope, and that this is not your first plane. This would not be a great first plane. Once you have flown, you've worked your way from trainers to low wings to warbirds, okay? And then from warbirds to the smaller EDFs. And once you've got those 4 stages down, okay, the trainer, low wing, warbird, small EDFs. Once you've got those 4 stages down, you fly very comfortably, especially with them smaller EDFs. Then go to the 70 millimeter, get used to those. So your 5th step, now you'd be ready for something like this, okay? This is a twin 70. Now, as if you're in that category and you're ready for big jets, this is not, the only thing that should be intimidating is the price. That's the only thing intimidating about it. It seems intimidating, but it's not. It's got that big wide wing. The A-10 is inherently stable, especially if you've flown the E-Flight A-10, which is a great one to practice on before you get into this, which is exactly what I've done. And she's very stable in the air. She's not super fast. She's easy to see, very robust, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8, okay? And the reason, and that's maybe I'm a little too critical because I'm picky because of the fact that this plane is $649. The paint around the battery hatch is easily chips off. The canopy, this part of the canopy to the battery bay is already, the glue's already given away. One of my retracts actually came out off camera yesterday, and I filmed. It was the second flight, but it was just a short flight, and I hit that grass too hard, and they just didn't have enough glue. Okay, I'll probably put that video on at some point, but this one I wanted to show the plane as it's supposed to be. So I had to fix the gear. There's some problems with glue, fit and finish. Very minor though. This was a simple fix. Believe it or not, that sounds major. It's not. It's very, very simple. So honestly, she's still an 8 out of 10. I still recommend her. I think she's a great plane. And once you get all the little kinky things out of the little quirks worked out, she flies great. She flies amazing and looks great. Well worth the money. Once you may have to do a little bit of fit and finish work on it just to make sure. For me, the retract, yes, that's something. Everything else is just my own preferences. I think she should have more lights, you know, but I think everything should have a bunch of lower lights. Great plane. I recommend her. If you want this plane, get it at Hobby Zone. I'll put a link in there for the purchase price. Let me show you real quick on the battery. I did mod and put the antenna mod on here so that you can grab a hold of it, so I can stay away from that, chip in the paint with my fingernails. She does come with a reflex, which has that safe-like technology. AS3X or optimized mode. They have self-level for stability mode, same thing as safe. And it's starting to rain on us. 27% after a full 3.5 minutes. That's good for a jet. That really is. Especially this big one pushing 270 millimeters. All right, let me turn my electronics off here. Okay. Not going to hurt the plane that much because it's made of foam. But, folks, she's a good plane. She really is. Got a few quirks with her. Mine didn't have enough glue on one of the retracts. That doesn't mean that yours will. Mine's a reviewer plane. I love it. I suggest it. I do recommend it. And this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying thank you for watching. God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and the big jets. Bye-bye.